Hello, hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Roziki bin Sunaib, matrix number 2020717665, and I'm from class KIM 12038. Today, I would like to present to you about academic library. Me, Zikri, as a leader group, I am really presenting to you about Monash University Library.
Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I back to our beloved lecturer. My name is Yasmin Norain binti Ahmad, or known as Adeli. So for today, we're gonna talk about our academic library that we'll be choosing, which is Monash University Library. So as I'm making the slide, I'm going to read the point that I have to. The first one is 1.0, which is the introductions. What is library? Okay, a library is a collection of sources, resources, and services, as well as the buildings that houses them. A governmental entity and organizations of a private individual organize and maintains it for the public use and maintenance. Library is the collections of a book in the conventional sense. That is really interesting, right? Alright, second meaning of the library is the collections of valuable material for general use. Alright, next we're gonna go to the 1.1 that is background of the Monash University Library. Alright, in 1916, in the rule of Vice Chancellor House, Monash University Library has grown to become one of Australia's leading academic library. The services and the resources that the library provide are the bedrock of which the Monash community builds its height of learning, researching, and teaching. That is really interesting, right, you guys? Alright, I'm not gonna take all the point. I'm just gonna explain a little bit about the background. Okay, it seeks to transform the scholarships and inspire them to use their work, learning, researcher, equipment themselves to transform the society. My dear friend, you must know that this Monash University Library has many collections in art designs, the art business and economic, the information technology, the health science, physiology and social work, reflecting the faculty present on that campus. Wow, it's really interesting, right? Alright, moreover, it has like 3.1 million physical items, and the library also provides Monash University employees and students with more than 1.1 million electronic resources to use everywhere and anytime. Wow, that's really amazing. Who want to go to the Monash University Library? Alright, today, Monash University Library blends conventional functions with continuing contributions to the transformations of its building and programs to help accomplish the goal. The library takes pride and services that deliver the many projects they pursue in cooperations with the staff and students of the Monash and the local community. Alright, next point is 1.2, that is the objective. What is the Monash University Library objective? Alright, inspiring and enabling the Monash University community through the exceptional expertise, scholarly resources, spaces and technology, and through extensive collaborations and outreach. Alright, the first one, the point that is strengthening the research, strengthening education, strengthening the capability.
Assalamualaikum. Hi, my name is Asmina. My ID number is 2020-738-861. So now I would like to present about library electronic resources. So electronic resources, also well known as, for example, some of the electronic resources are e-journals, e-books, database, PDF, web pages, and many more. Okay, so due to the importance of electronic resources, Monash University Library offers some services of electronic resources to their users. Some of the electronic resources that are available in the official website of Monash University Library are electronic journals, e-books, databases, learning tools such as link learning. Okay, so for this topic, Monash University Library have provided some some electronic resources that might be useful for their users, especially students, as they are academic libraries. So first is e-journals or e-books. This is very important because mostly students will have to use it to did their assignment. And next is database. Database is also important because student also will have to use database to make their assignment. I think for example of the database is Emery Insight.
Alright, so the next one, my part, I'm going to explain about 3.0, which is the library electronic services and tool. Instructions on how to access to use library material can be provided by the library to online student, as well as reference services that provide quick and depth answer to the student questions and material delivery service that provides students with the online to library material items delivered to their home. Alright, e-services, often known as the electronic services, are informations of communications technology based services. The service supplier, the service receiver, and the service delivery channels that are three basic components of the electronic services. In the case of public e-service, for example, government agency are the service provider, while people and the companies are the service recipients. The third e-service is the service delivery channel. The internet is the primary platform for e-service delivery, but other traditional channels such as the telephone, contact central, public kiosk, mobile phone, and televisions are also taken into the account.
Okay, now for the topic library current technologies. As we know, technologies are very essential nowadays because during pandemic, people can't go outside and we really depend on technologies right now, such as smartphones, laptop, tablets, iPad, and so on. So, for the library, they also have their own technologies. They use their own technologies. Okay, for Monash University Library, we have asked the librarian, and they mentioned that they use Alma X library system. They stated that the system they have paid periodically, and the website and the system are suitable for Monash University Library to use it, as it suits a large university library's need. This is because Monash University Library have to use it across multiple libraries. Not to forget, they also have some technologies application such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So, most of the social media are provided by the official library website directly from the link of the Monash University Library itself. Okay, then Monash University Library also from the based on the website, I have found that official Facebook Monash University Library have 300k followers. On Twitter have 79k, Instagram have 78k, and LinkedIn have 300k followers.
For the fifth, ICT strength and weaknesses. Firstly, I would like to talk about the strength of ICT in a library. The importance of it. ICT, information communication and technology, has advanced rapidly in recent decades, affecting IT in society. These ICT applications are utilized by a wide range of business and institutions. In today's world, using ICT in a library is a must. It is because information and communication technology, which is ICT, enables the library to deliver a decent and efficient system and service to all users. Of course, there are benefits and drawbacks to employing ICT in the library. For the first point in strength of ICT in the library is collection strength. Collection strengths first established in 1961. Monash University Library's collections have grown to become one of the largest in Australia and now include over 4.7 million items, with 3.05 million print items and 1.65 million electronic items. It is including 139,000 serials, 1.51 million monographs, and 1,879 databases. The collection supports the range of teaching and research directions of the facilities and research centers of Monash University. The extensive collection of scientific and other academic journals is world-class and growing. The library has purchased packages of electronic research journals and books from all of the major publishers in science, engineering, technology, and medicine. For the second point, through cloud computing in libraries. Through cloud computing in libraries, it is because cloud computing is employed in a variety of fields, including business, industry, and corporate sectors. Cloud computing allows users to quickly access hardware and software through the internet. Libraries all over the globe are using cloud computing to make use of its features and services in order to improve their infrastructures and offerings. There are some disadvantages to it as well. It discusses the benefits and drawbacks of cloud computing as well as recommended practices for implementing it in a library setting to get the most out of it. After the strength of ICT in libraries, I would like to talk about weaknesses. Everything in this universe has its own weaknesses, has its own bad sides. I can say it as a bad side. It is including with the ICT, the usage of ICT in a library. Everything has advantages and disadvantages. For weaknesses of ICT in a library is copyright. It is because the mental content of one author may be freely transferred by another without his recognition. Digitization part of without his recognition. Digitization breaches the copyright legislation. As a result, one challenge that digital libraries must overcome is how to share information. How does a digital library freely share material while respecting the author's copyright? This leads to model and can be classed as an original author if the content is free of copyright. For the second point is speed of access. As more computers get linked to the internet, the speed of access is expected to slow. If new technology does not emerge to remedy the problem, the internet will be flooded with error messages in the near future. So library needs to have funds in preparing all of these things, which means they need to have budget to attract users and other people in using services and their system in library.
Now, as for the topic library ICT future plan, for this topic we have interviewed the Monash University Library, the librarian itself, and it told us that it is unknown because they still not know what might happen in the future. They stated that Alma is currently working well and they might be upgrade the system if necessary. When Alma starts to be no longer fit for purpose, the library will probably look at other options of it. The library will also say that a lot can change within 3 until 5 years. Once the library has its staff restructure in place, library system ICT will be looked at it. And for the goals of Monash University Library in ICT, they mentioned on their official website that the Monash University Library will try to provide fair, equitable, and seamless access to a range of information and learning resources to their users. Monash University Library also will provide accessible physical and online environments that are more conducive to research and study, as the users are mostly university students. Based on the official website of Monash University Library, the library also will try to increase their content and collections, whether on physical or on ICT. This is because it will be easier for the students to able to use both physical collections and also contents that have been provided on the ICT by the library. Basically, the goals of Monash University Library are to make the users, especially students, to access the information through ICT easier in the future. Thank you.
This is from their perspective, which is how they use it every day, whether they love it or hate it. It's all based on themselves. So in using ICT, they may help the librarians and users to become familiar with the automation program, as well as to provide new features and functions to the software. As a result of ICT, librarians can get a better understanding of the library automation software, as well as become more accustomed to using it and be more equipped to assist users in the event of problem with the program. The first point in perceptions of librarians towards ICT. First one is having skills on usage of ICT packages. It is because they definitely utilize ICT in their profession, so they have gotten acclimated to it. For example, they use Microsoft Word and Excel to do their tasks, as well as other ICT programs. It also uses a variety of ICT programs to ensure that all data is correctly entered, utilizing ICT features, and that all librarians, not just other users, are using ICT to accomplish their jobs. Other users are using ICT to accomplish their jobs. For the second point is upgrade the knowledge of other online services. ICT consists of a variety of online services that can assist both users and librarians. Using other online services will benefit all users by increasing their knowledge of other online services, such as services for past year questions and other information based on services that were not previously available in the library. For the last point is better handling operating system. ICT will help librarians in doing their duties, such as classifying and providing data for library users. Traditional methods such as classifying cards are difficult to use and need a considerable period of time to finish. So than before, they will no longer need to organize cataloging cards one by one, which is slow, or write data of library materials or conduct jobs that need more energy because all of the data can be processed automatically.
Last but not least, my part is recommendations and also the conclusions of the Monash University Library. Alright. ICT does play a vital role in the underdeveloped country when it comes to resources sharing like the library, but based on my understanding I have come across, I feel ICT can be instrumental only when people start to using it. Alright, the first step should be to create awareness about the ICT and how can it be very helpful of sharing the knowledge. Monash University Library technology are beneficial and efficient, particularly for customer and library personnel, although its ICT system might be better. Alright, due to the multiply issue, the plug library usage, there is a number of ways the issue impacting the use of the base library might be minimized to order increased library use. The conclusion is, to summarize, the ICT at the Monash University Library is sophisticated and use cutting-edge technology to support its consumer, such as big data, artificial intelligence, and the Internet of Things. Monash University Library has no challenge or issue with the temporary technology means its user expectations and requests for the system administration. ICT of changing the role library and information center, this technology is more important than ever for Monash University Library. The need of ICT of the Monash University Library is increased in the volume and contents produced, current digital formats and media, and the development of new inexpensive computer. Alright, to meet the changing demands of customer, all librarian, university employees, sponsor, and the government must work together. That is all from me. Thank you and Assalamualaikum.